We're going to continue our work on Tap Untap Burn, Way of the Sun Soul for the Monk, using 5-color magic paradigm, devoting the monk to white and red magics. So give me a hot second here to hit my signal so I can just drop it into Twitter and all the things. So hold on a hot second here. And I'll get into it here right quick. Let's go to my channel, and then here, and then here. Am I hearing myself? Hearing myself? Yep, sure I am. Groove. I just gotta hit the button like a bunch of times real quick so I can bounce through all my Discord channels where I tell people what's going on, as well as the Twitter I just launched. Dice Try does colors. He's got great lore about how to figure out how colors work in your game and how you can define yourself personality-wise. You got Cleric Corner, which is fantastic about just reflavoring D&D 5e classes in general. We got Classes and Constructs, which Trevor does a great job every day of putting out, just doing Scryfall random content, and then putting out ideas about what that card could be translated to flavor-wise into D&D. Dungeoneer Pack. He runs a Ravnica live stream game on Fridays. You should totally check it out. Terran Instructor Boy. He is just fantastic about just keeping his finger on the pulse of what's real and having good game design in 5e. Just a master homebrewer. And we got both the Ravnica DMs, who are just a fantastic Discord server with folks that like Ravnica in general, as well as Guild Pact Adventures. Definitely worth checking them out as well. But if they were sponsored, there you go. We're sponsored. But getting back on track, let's take a look at this again. This is all coming out of the DMsGuild, the color mana spell points bundle that I have, talking about the revised 5-color mana spell list, spell point warlocks, elemental key that just came out, as well as the core mechanics, knights and tricksters, and universal spell points. All this stuff is 33% off, but 100% preview. So you can just click into any of this stuff, and there's the cover art that I did, because I do all the painting myself. But beyond that, you got full-size preview of just absolutely 75 pages of crunch content for you integrating Magic the Gathering into your D&D game using a straightforward spell point mana system that is it's effective. So, and if you purchase it, you get the full the spreadsheet. This is included with it. It's got all the different classes. You can see along the bottom row, as well as all the variant builds that I create, as well as the all spells, all books, all colors. You can see here you got the different types of damages devoted to each color, different aspects of magic that are relevant to D&D that helps define what spell each color is supposed to go into, so you can ideate for yourself how things are supposed to layer. And so what we've been building lately is the Sun Soul Monk. So when we last tuned in the last episode, check the doobly-doo down below for all this stuff. Like, share my channel, because I do this stuff a lot. If I'm not doing this, then I'm painting interior artwork, making maps, or doing layouts for the different books on the PDFs. Be welcome to check it out, hang out with me while I paint, see how colorblind people can paint in color. It's actually pretty cool. If you know anyone, bring it my way. I don't think enough people that are colorblind think that they can do color art, and they ought to be able to. So, but aside from that, color mana, the irony is amazing. We picked out a slew of spells here that builds the monk as a half caster, just the same as we had done for elemental key. You want to check out the preview here, and you can see the splat here. Here's the 50 spells that we have set up, kind of like a ranger. It's more like paladin, because you can prepare your spells. But the Way of Shadow and the Way of the Sun Soul have a much narrower focus. So we're going to end up going with learned casting, and we'll probably just go with 11 spells known. They don't even bother with disciplines for the Way of Shadow and the Way of the Sun Soul. So I'm debating whether I'm going to try mashing out discipline names for all these things, or if I'm just going to buy off like it has for the Way of Shadow. It says you learn these spells, and so there you go. So Sun Soul, we are today, now that I've gotten through all the preamble, we are building out the Way of the Soul class features, because we have a spell list as a half caster, and then we go with the class features that should accompany it. And the Sun Soul, the Way of the Shadow, if you check my recent inventory, or the things that are going to be in the playlist with this by the time it's all done, you'll see that a lot of the all we had to do is like make just a couple little changes to that at the third level, and everything that's in this Way of Shadow is just amazing. So I don't know if we're going to be as lucky as that with Way of the Sun Soul, but I want to spend some time exploring it to see what we might be able to find that we can pick up and lean into the white-red flavor. Speaking of which, white-red flavor. If we go to white, we know that white has... we already know that the Sun Soul is like all about the radiant damage and all about the fire damage. That's what white and red are famous for. So we're probably going to end up doing some smite, similar to what we had done with Elemental Key. If you scroll down, you can see that we had Elemental Smite, which was it had Elemental Paradigm as well as the Color Magic Paradigm, but we're focusing specifically on color for Sun Soul and Shadow Monk. And so, like, if you got blue, red, and green, you can see the damage types that are aligned to blue, red, and green that are relevant to Elemental Key. So we can, again, limit ourselves. Like, if we were to do, like a frost, like if we were to do a frost mage, or like Way of the Frozen Heart or something like that, then we could go with white and have it focused on, like, we could do white blue and have, or like white green, even like Selesnya, and focus it on like cold damage and like maybe force damage. But since we're dealing with the Sun Soul and it's already pre-built for fire, we'll build the same array here. So we have the color key for the damage type for fire and radiant damage. So we'll have a Sun Smite feature is probably what we're going to go with. And I suspect, because of how the damage scales and that we don't, the 6th level feature for the Sun Soul is, let's get back to that. The 6th level feature for the Sun Soul is Burning Hands, which we've already hard baked. Hard baked. You see what I did there? We already baked it in to the 1st level casting features, so you don't actually need to waste an entire class feature on learning Burning Hands. For God's sake, it's the power scaling on the monk is just ridiculous. So we're gonna get rid of that. That opens up the 6th level. So what we're gonna do, I know right off the cuff, is we're gonna go with Sun Smite. White equals radiant damage. Come on, kid. And R equals fire damage. And all I gotta really do is just pick up the text from inside here. So it's just gonna be a copy paste, which is great because I wrote it. So I can just copy paste it in. You can see down here, like for example, a 7th level monk can burn 2 red key to deal an additional 2d6 damage. The damage can then be fire damage. If instead you had burned 1 point of radiant, 1 point of white key, and 1 point of red key, you could do either 2d6 radiant damage, 2d6 fire damage, or 1d6 radiant and 1d6 fire damage. Honestly, it's your choice. It's easier just to leave them all the dice, just to keep yourself from having too much of a headache, especially if there's like immunities and stuff involved. But the options are there, and you can scroll below and you can look at the Elemental Key playlist. I walked through this entire book, so check it out. Damage, added damage equals 1 martial arts die per key spent. weapon damage. Weapon and additional damage equals one or the other. Which weapon and additional damage. It's like the whole thing converts over to energy damage instead of like a sword. It's like it becomes a radiant damage sword plus the extra dice that you put into it. I'll grab some water here real quick. But so I'm going to then take a quick look at the other features that the Sun Soul gets to see what we like and what we want to keep, and then we'll probably go through and trim the list of spells a little bit just to hem it down some. But let's look at the Radiant Sun, Radiant Sunbolt again. Starting when you choose as a tradition. This might just be fine out of the box. I don't have to change everything just because it's mana built, but if it makes sense to, we absolutely will. So when you gain a new attack option, you can use you gain a new attack option that you can use with the attack action. This special action is a ranged spell attack with a range of 30 feet. You are proficient with it, and you add your dexterity modifier to its attack and damage rolls. Its damage is radiant, and its die is a d4. The die changes as you gain monk levels, as shown on the martial arts column of the monk table. When you take the attack action on your turn and use the special attack as part of it, you can spend 1 key point to make the special attack twice as a bonus action. When you gain the extra attack feature, this special attack can be used for any of the attacks you make as part of the attack. Well, you know what? Honestly, that's pretty fine right out of the box. So I don't think I actually need to make any changes there. I think I'll just keep it because it's a really good ability. So plus you can kick it. So you have the ability to add Searing Smite to it later on, so it can continue to scale. No reason to change that. Three. That's how I should word this. Most of this is just garbage, just for note. But what is relevant is if this feature is used to if this feature is used while making an attack with Radiant Sunbolt, the damage can be initial damage can be fire instead of radiant when you burn red key. If you choose, you can choose if this feature, if you burn red key while if you burn red key while using this feature, this feature can be used with Radiant Sunbolt or any weapon you're proficient with. That's the language that I need. Third level, you can attack. When you make you're proficient with. When you make the attack action on your turn and use this special attack as part of it, you can spend 1 key point to make the special attack twice as a bonus action. And if the point of key, and if the key is red, you can deal fire damage. And if the key is, you can choose deal fire damage instead of radiant. Cool. 6, blah, 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 blah. This feature can be used with unarmed strikes, Radiant Sunbolt, or any weapon you're proficient with. Easy peasy. Let's check out number 11. Let's see where we are gonna go with that. These are fun. Man, I love doing this. I'm gonna do probably if you see this after the date. Next week, I'm going to be working on Thopter, the Thopter Pilot Conclave for Rangers, leaning into both Azorius Senate as well as Demir for Monitor Thopters, as well as Spy Bugs. I might get to work on this tonight, depending on how I move through this content. So stay tuned. We'll check that out. Searing Arcstrike. Let's see. Searing Sunburst, at 11th level, you gain the ability to create an orb of light that erupts into a devastating explosion as an action. You magically create an orb and hurl it at a point you choose within fireball range, which will erupt into a sphere of radiant light the size of a fireball. When you do, you make a Constitution saving throw instead of Dexterity and take 2d6 radiant damage at no cost of key. A creature doesn't need to make a save if the creature is behind total cover and that is opaque. Okay. You can increase the sphere's damage by spending key points. Each point you spend them to a maximum of 3. You don't need to have a max cap like that. You can upcast to 5. That's the only change I need to make. Okay, so I'll keep this, but I'm going to allow the upcast to go to 5. There's absolutely no reason to limit it to 3 when they allow. It's crazy. Anyway, they do what they want. That's cool. We do what we want. Searing Sunburst, 11th level, you gain the ability to blah blah blah. Each creature in his blah blah. 2d6 radiant damage. You can increase the sphere's. See, the difference between this and otherwise is that they don't have a maximum key limit listed. Like the monk, the Sun Soul doesn't have a pre-baked max key limit built into it, like the elements, like the way of the 4 elements does in the player's handbook. Like it'll tell you, like at 6th level you can spend 3 key. At 11th level you can spend 4 key, etc. So it has those built in. But it doesn't have that for the Sun Soul, so it has to specifically spell out how much mana can be spent. But we do not need that limitation. So each creature that has a 20-foot radius must succeed a Constitution saving throw, or take 2d6 radiant damage for each point of key spent. For each point of key burned, up to your max key limit. And as a half caster, the max key limit is 5 at 17th level. So all the code that we have for elemental key, it's all pre-baked in there. So we're just lifting code and dropping it into this book and just switching out the flavor and the mechanics. So a creature doesn't need to make the save if a creature doesn't need to make a save if the creature is behind total cover that is opaque. A creature doesn't need to make the save if it's they don't like using contractions, but I do. So here I am using contractions. Cheers. If it's behind total cover, that's opaque. They don't like. Have you ever noticed when people are composing stuff, they generally don't use contractions? It's kind of the same way that you can see when somebody's lying, because they have to think through what they're trying to say because they're making stuff up on the spot. And if you're really good, you're really good at it, and you can just rattle through it. But most of the ideation process that happens in real time doesn't use contractions, because a lot of the time you aren't pre-baking what the word will be after that. So you're not thinking that's, you're thinking that is, because you're going through a mental process. So they may do this just because it's easier to read, but see, like they'll use a contraction for doesn't as opposed to does not, but they didn't use a contraction for that's or isn't. So, or it's interesting that they don't do that. You can increase the sphere's damage by spending key each point you spend. You do not need that for each point of key burned. Each creature in that 20-foot radius sphere must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 2d6 radiant damage for each point of key burned, up to your max key limit. So, there's added value there. That is an interesting point. That doesn't cost anything initially, but it does 1 level worth of fireball damage. So actually, I think I do need that code. Well, it's 11th level already, so it's not gonna come online until you already have access to 3rd level spells. Up to for each point of key burned, up to your max key limit, up to 1 less than your up to 1 less than your max key limit. You know what? We'll just word it like they word it. We're just going to word it like they word it, and we'll just switch it out. Increase your damage by spending a key each point you spend to a maximum of 4. There. Better. Sometimes they build the monk as a half caster. Sometimes they build the monk as a full caster. Sometimes they build the monk as a third caster, like Eldritch Knights and Arcane Tricksters. There's no real rule about it, and sometimes they do the same thing inside the same class. So, like, they treat Burning Hands as a full caster, but they treat the Searing Sunburst as though you're a half caster. So it's a little wonky. I'm just trying to standardize it and open up its flexibility by adding additional spells to make different uses for the key, to give you more options. It also then qualifies you to use the Sun Soul for Strixhaven and to add the Strixhaven list, like if you wanted to be either in Prismari or in the Lorehold school, or even Silver Quill because of the white. those would work because now you have a spell list. So you can put those spells on your monk spell list, Sun Soul. It also works better for Ravnica because you can now sync your guild spells. Like if you go Boros, you can now align Sun Soul and acquire the background for Boros and add those spells to your monk list. So you have a little bit more versatility and you can lean into the mana vibe that Ravnica has and Strixhaven has. So I think that's done. I'm content with that. So modest change. Minimalism is looking pretty good here. Now, 17th level. Let us check it out. I'm going to '17th level. Let's see what you give me. Sun Shield, huh? 17th level, you become wreathed in a luminous magical aura. You shed bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30. You can extinguish or restore this light as a bonus action. If a creature hits you with a melee attack while this light shines, you can use your reaction to deal radiant damage to the creature. The radiant damage equals 5 plus your wisdom modifier. So let's go look at the Armor of Agathis spell because something's telling me there is gold in there. Let's look at Armor of Agathis as a 5th level spell. A protective magical force surrounds you, manifesting as a spectral frost that covers you and your gear. You gain 5 temporary hit points for the duration. If a creature hits you with a melee attack, while you have these hit points, the creature takes 5 cold damage. Higher levels, you can cast this spell using a spell slot of 2nd level or higher. Both the temporary hit points and the cold damage increase by 5 for each slot. So this is a permanent effect that the Sun Soul gets. Sun Shield, huh? 17th level. How about we go surfing for spell effects that might be more fun, that are above 5th level, that you normally wouldn't get access to as a half caster, to provide us maybe something with a little bit more bravado than the Sun Shield. What am I missing here? If a creature hits you with melee attack while the light shines, you can use your reaction. You have to use your reaction to deal 5 points plus your wisdom modifier. God, that's a horrible use for your reaction. Ugh. Why would you do that? Once per round, deal 10 points of damage? Get the hell out of here. You just do opportunity. Just no. I don't care what anyone says. That's no. We are not doing that. Let's look at other options. There's Blade Barrier. That's kind of cool. Circle of Death, but using radiant powers, kind of fun. Let's look at potentially Circle of Death. Let's potentially look at Blade Barrier. Globe of Invulnerability, that's kind of hip, but I don't think it's quite on brand with it. Investitures, I used all the investitures for the Way of the Four Elements. Move Earth, Odalix Freezing Sphere. Let's take a look at that. No, that's an instant spell, so, you know. I like the idea of it having a persistent effect. Sunbeam, huh? Sunbeam. Nah, we'll pass on that. Wall of Thorns, Wall of Ice, Wall of Recall. Create Imagine. So crazy. DBF. Nah. We're just kind of fishing for ideas here. So if you got one, be welcome to shout out. Plane shift, power word, pain. Prisma spray. Project image, resurrect, no. Temple of the gods, no. Whirlwind, animal shops. Animate, control, dominate, earthquake, glid. No. There might not be anything here. Sunburst, that's still an eye. Still instant. Blade of disaster. Imprisonment and vulnerability. Prismatic wall. I don't know, man. Prismatic wall. No. Storm of vengeance. Maybe. Okay, sure, why not? Let's look at Storm of Vengeance. Let's see what that monster does. And if it's something that we want to lean into, then so be it. Storm of Vengeance. It's a concentration effect, so that's got potential. Churning storm, cloud form, centered on a point you can see. I don't think this is going to work. What's our range? Sight. Yeah, that's not going to work. All right. That's an NO to the Storm of Vengeance. How about the... Go with invulnerability? Let's look it up. Sixth level, 1 action, self, 10-foot radius. An immobile, faintly shimmering barrier springs into existence in a 10-foot radius around you and remains for the duration. Any spell of 5th level or lower cast from outside the barrier can't affect creatures or objects within it, even if the spell is cast using a higher level spell slot. Such a spell can target creatures and objects within the barrier, but the spell has no effect on them. Similarly, the area within the barrier is excluded from the area affected. Similarly, the area within the barrier is excluded from the area affected by such spells. When you cast this spell using a spell slot of some level higher, the blade blocks 1 level higher for each spell slot above 6th. Huh. An immobile, faintly shimmering barrier. Okay, nah, we're gonna skip that. It's not on flavor. It's a neat idea, but nah. Circle of Death. Let's check you out. That might be relevant. Yeah, it's instant. I doubt it. You know, he's got enough. He's got enough burst damage. I don't think I need to include Circle of Death. How about Blade Barrier though? That could be tasty. Blade Barrier. Let's see what that does. I already got Guardian Spirits, and that's probably sufficient. But we'll look at it. Wow, 90-foot range. Okay. You create a vertical wall of whirling shooter. Nah, don't need it. We could, however, go with Guardian Spirits. Come on, dude. What's that spell called? Oh, is it Spirit Guardians? Did I get it backwards? What's a third level spell? Hold on. Yeah, Spirit Guardian. This is a third level spell. Hold on. Wrong button. Thank you. Third level spell though, huh? Pretty easy. Call for spirits, float around you. Creatures affected. $3d8 radiant damage. Upcast. 5d8 top level. 10 minutes concentration. Yeesh. Okay. Huh. That's a tricky one. Let's maybe we go fishing. Let's go fishing. Advanced search. White and red, exactly these colors. White and red, exactly those colors. Let's see what we get. God, those core warrior art is so good. You know, I think I want an aura card. All right, let's see what that does. See who we get. Scourge of Nobilis. Seriously? Wow, there's only 2 white-red auras? That's crazy. All right. What happens if we get rid of Commander? Does it open up options? Nope. What if we get rid of white and red? It doesn't have to exactly be including... What if it's white and including those colors? Let's see what we get. Creature, all the glitters, angelic destiny, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +4/4, flying, first strike, angel, and it recycles the card. Angelic gift, what is that? Angelic destiny, angelic gift. Draw a card. Creature has flying, angelic reward, bonus and flying. Boneyard. Little cloak. You deal damage, you gain life. I'm feeling something though. Armament of Nyx. How cool is that? Enchanted creature has double strike as long as it's an enchantment. Otherwise, prevent all damage that would be dealt by enchanted creature. Enchanted creature for each plane you control and has flying. when you see something like +1/+1 for each planes you control, that's like saying for each amount of mana in your mana pool, you gain a benefit. And in this case, it's talking about +1/+1, which is way too strong. You can't do that into D&D because it's sustained. You're going to be hitting tons and tons of stuff. This game recycles creatures and it pumps through lots of them, so you can afford to deal out huge damage. But in D&D, the challenge rating can't survive like when you have like +30 on an attack, because you got 30 mana in your pool from being a wizard or whatever. Can't attack or block. Ash's Favor, enchanted creatures, flying, vigilance. Okay, let's look at that. Enchanted creature has double strike. Neat. Think. Blessing of the Nephilim. Nah. Bonds of Faith. Nah. Bound by Moon Silver. That's kind of cool. Enchanted creature. Can't attack, block, or transform. Bound by Guild, bound by Silence, bound. Brilliant Hero. Brilliant Hero enters gameplay. From the game card, return Brilliant Hero to its owner's hand. It's recycled. Brian Comer, neat. Burden of Guilt. Not so much. Cage of Hands. Candlelight Vigil. Cold Serve. No. Candle Trap. No. Captured by the Consulate. No. Cartouche of Solidarity. Huh. Caught in the Brights. Double its controller's life total. That's insane. Checking restraints. Chosen by Heliod. Maybe I just need to scale up the damage that it does. It just seems so outlandish to have it be a reaction. What do I want to do instead of being a reaction? That just seems silly. It's a reaction. Should be a no-cost thing because 17th level is... That's not true because the Shadow Pounce ability that we have costs 1 point to use. Teleport. Let's see what the description is. Channel life energy into searing bolts of light. They teach that meditation can unlock the ability to unleash the indomitable light shed by the soul of every living creature. Light shed by the soul. Some sort of a light effect. Rough. Sun. Released by the sun. Okay, let's look at Sunbeam. I missed that the first time. That's weird. Sunbeam. Brilliant. A beam of brilliant light flashes out from your hand in a 5-foot wide, 60-foot line. Each creature in the line must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the creature takes 68 radiant damage and is blinded until your next turn. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage and isn't blinded. Undead and oozes have disadvantage on the same oozes. Weird. You can create a new line of radiance as your action on any turn until the spell ends. For the duration, a mote of brilliant radiance shines in your hand and sheds bright light in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. The light is sunlight. Five damage, 5 plus wisdom. Reaction damage. Reaction to getting hit. Blinding. Okay, I think I know what to do. I know what to do with you. Check this out. All right. Radiant Shield. At 17th level, you become wreathed in luminous magical aura. You shed bright light. You shed a 30-foot radius and a dim light for an additional 30 feet. You can extinguish or restore the light as a bonus action. So, what does sunlight do to stuff? I wonder. 5e, sunlight. Vulnerability. Sunlight sensitivity, vampire and sunlight, rules and game mechanics. Yep. Okay. We're going to leave that be. We're good with that. If a creature hits you with a melee attack while this light shines, you can use your reaction to deal radiant damage to the creature. The radiant damage equals the amount of ki in your mana pool. Minimum 5. Yeah, we're just going to go with pool, period. That's pretty strong. There you go. How about that? Use my reaction. I like the idea of that. Yeah, minimum of 5. I don't like spinning a reaction to do it, but I don't want it to be constantly on because it's too much damage. It's the amount of ki in your mana pool. Your ki pool. And your ki pool. If a creature hits you with a melee attack while this light shines, you can use your reaction to deal radiant damage. You can use your reaction to deal radiant damage to the creature. The radiant damage equals the amount of ki in your ki pool. Minimum of 5. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Damn, I thought that would work. I like the idea though. Well, okay, well, let's look at Fire Shield. Let's look at that. Oh, there's a large spectral guardian appears and hovers for the duration of an unoccupied in an unoccupied space of your choice that you can see within range. The Guardian occupies that space and is indistinct. It is indistinct except for a gleaming sword and shield emblazoned with the symbol of your deity. Any creature hostile to you that moves to a space within 10 feet of the Guardian for the first time on a turn must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. The creature takes 20 radiant damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one. The Guardian vanishes when it has dealt a total of 60 damage. Huh. Seventeen level, you can breathe in a luminous magical aura. You shed bright sunlight in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet. You can extinguish or restore the light as a bonus action. Any creature hostile to you that moves to a space within 10 feet of you for the first time on a turn must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. While this light shines, for the first time on a turn, while this light shines, any creature hostile to you that moves to a space within 10 feet of you for the first time on a turn while this light shines you can choose to burn one key. If you do, that creature must succeed on a dexterity saving throw. Any creature hostile to you that moves to a space within 10 feet of you. Any hostile... Okay, I can do this better. If a creature hits you with a melee attack while this light shines, If a creature hits you with a melee attack while this light shines, you can burn 1 key. If you do, there. I don't know. I like the idea, but you're going to burn it through your key fast. Well, if light shines, you can lock 1 key. Extinguish or restore the light as a bonus action. As a bonus action, which can be part of restoring the light, you can lock up to 5 key. The creature hits you with a melee attack while sustaining Bonus action, which can be part of restoring the light, you can lock up to 5 ki. If a creature hits you with a melee attack while this ki is sustained, I like the idea of doing that, but no. I want to make the mechanics not reliant on tap or lock mechanics in case you don't want to use those. As a bonus action, which can be part of restoring the light, you know what? Nah. Damn, come on. While this light shines, you can... You know what? Nah. So let's do this. If a creature hits you with... I have ideas. I'm going to be right back, though. I want to take a look at this. Okay, so I'm probably going to cut out a lot of that sifting and ruminating over this this class feature, and then probably just pick up the edit here. So after really mulling over a lot of different ideas and not getting anywhere, I think it really just comes down to be as simple as if a creature hits you with a melee attack while this light shines, you deal radiant damage. You deal 5 radiant damage to the creature. There. Super simple, direct, unlimited. No problem. And 5 damage isn't so bad. It's going to ruin things, but it's going to ruin their day if they keep hitting you. 5 damage is probably not going to kill anything, unless it's like ridiculously low damage. But yeah, if a creature hits you with a melee attack while this light shines, you deal 5 radiant damage to this creature. There. Perfect. Cool. Okay, so that's our features, and let's see. Progression, learn. Total spells equal to, what is it? Using range of progression. 11's a heck of a lot better than 4. Save. Delete. All right, so let's check out spells real quick. What do we want to keep? What do we want to ditch? Get rid of Green Flame Blade and swap it out. What is Hellish Rebuke? Let's look at that. Oh, that's too good. Right on. Okay, so we're definitely keeping Hellish Rebuke. That's great. Green Flame Blade. I think we can lose Green Flame Blade. We'll pick it up in the Art of Battle below. Produce Flame, Sacred Flame. What's Sacred Flame? And what about Produce Flame? I think is probably going to be redundant. Yeah, okay, we'll keep that. Produce Flame, Firebolt. What about Firebolt? Do we want Firebolt? The great thing about having cantrips is that you can always have the feeling of your spell, even if you're out of mana. Your hurl a mode of fire at a creature or object within range. Make a ranged spell attack against that target on a hit. The target takes D10 damage. Object hit by this spell ignites if it isn't being worn or carried. 40-10. Why is that 40-10? Produce Flame. Yeah, okay, we can get rid of Produce Flame. So we'll get rid of Produce Flame. Delete equals up. Control Flames. No, not Control Flames. That doesn't jive. Let's double check. I don't think it's relevant. Control. I think it lets you control external fire, not create it so. You choose non-magical flame that you can see. Yeah. No. So Firebolt, Light, Sacred Flame, sweet. Burning Hands, Fairy Fire is very cool. Searing Smite. Let's look at Searing Smite. Extra fire damage to the target and causes the target to ignite into flames. At the start of each of its turn until the spell ends, the target must. Now we're gonna get rid of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. We do not need Smearing Smite because we have Radiant Smite already. We already have Sun Smite, so. Hellish Rebuke, though, that's sweet. Guiding Bolt is super sweet. Burning Hands is super sweet. Fairy Fire is just cool. Let's look at Pyrotechnics. Non-magical flame. Choose an area of non-magical flame that you can see. Choose an area. Non-magical flame that you can see. Oh yeah, that's irrelevant. So we'll get rid of Pyrotechnics. We'll keep Scorching Ray because gorgeous. Branding Smite. We're going to get rid of Branding Smite. I like Flaming Spirit. That's a great control spell. Flame Blade, we can get rid of Flame Blade. Agnazar Scorch. Scorcher. Agnazar. There we go. Agnazar Scorcher. A line of roaring flames 30 feet long and 5 feet wide emanates from you in a direction you choose. Each creature in the line must dex save or take 3d8 fire damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one. One, two, three, four, five, six. 1, 2, 3. Is that the same? We'll keep Scorcher. We'll keep Flaming Sphere. What's Scorching Ray? Oh, that's a ray. That's a touch attack, so that's cool. We can keep that. Stride we want to keep. Blinding Smite, we can lose Blinding Smite. Let's check Blinding Smite real quick. No, yeah, we want to get rid of Blinding Smite. Let's check out Monk real quick. Monk of Shadows. Let's see. What do we keep here? Did we keep a Smite spell here? Staggering Smite. We kept Staggering Smite. But did not lock it. Okay, cool. So we'll keep... I think we'll keep it. Remind me how Blinding Smite goes? The next time you hit a creature with a melee weapon attack during your spell's duration, your weapon flares with bright lights, and the attack deals an extra 3d8 radiant damage. Yeah, we'll take it. Daylight, yes. Fireball, yes. Mouse, meteors. Mirrors. Bonus action, each of your turns thereafter, you can expend one or two of the meteors, sending them streaking towards a point or points you choose in 120. Once a meteor reaches its destination or impact against a solid surface, the meteor explodes. Once it reaches its destination or impacts against a solid surface, the meteor explodes. Each creature within 5 feet of the point where the meteor explodes must make a dexterity saving throw. The creature takes 2d6 fire damage on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one. Yeah, we'll keep it. Third level fireball, we get the radiant ball at 11. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 4, 6. 4. 4. Dawn, yes. Flame Strike, yes. Immolation, yes. Wall of Light, yes. Wall of Fire, I'm good with it. Sickening Radiance, I'm awesome with that. Fire Shield, also good with that. Let's look to see if there's another 4th level spell we can troll off of here. Show me a 4. Show me a 4th level spell that we can take. It's going to make sense. Summon, 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 storm, skin, stone, stagger. Sickening, Radiance, already got it. Shadow Moil, nope. Psychic Glance, no. Phantasmal Killer, no. Resilient Sphere, ooh. Whatever, dude. OT loops. Right, fine, I misspelled it. Let's see. Concentration, evocation, 30. A sphere of shimmering force encloses a creature or object of large size or smaller within range. An unwilling creature must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, the creature is enclosed for the duration. Nothing. Not physical objects, energy, or other spell effects can pass through the barrier, in or out through the creature of the sphere can breathe there. The sphere is immune to all damage. The sphere is weightless and just large enough to contain the creature or object inside. An enclosed creature can use an action to push against the sphere. Yeah, no. Sanctum, Faithful Hound. Oh, yeah, Guardian of Faith. I think that's what we're looking for. Oof, 8 hours. Don't like that. Yeah, damn. Nope. Doesn't work. I don't like the persistent. I don't like the walk away. It doesn't feel very monk-like. No good. Free movement. Fire shield. Got it. Steed. Tentacles. Bane. Dim door. Death ward. Control. Control. Conjure. Compulsion. Charm. Blight. Banish. Ooh. Aura of Light. That could work. Show me. Life-preserving energy radiates from you in an aura. So the spell ends, the aura moves with you. Centered on you. Non-hostile creature in the area, including you. Okay, let's look at maybe Aura of Purity. Let's look at that real quick. That might actually jive better. Ooh. Purifying energy radiates from an area radius of 30 feet until the spell ends. The aura moves with you, centered on you. Each non-hostile creature in the area, including you, can't become diseased, has resistance to poison damage, and has advantage on saving throws against effects that cause any of the following conditions: blinded, charmed, deafened, frightened, paralyzed, poison, stun. And that was Aura of Life. Let's look at Aura of Life again. Resists Necro, I like that. Can't be reduced hit points, okay. Non-hostile living creatures gain or regain 1 hit point when it starts its turn, and the aura was 0. Oh, that's kind of cool. Yeah, let's take it. Cool. Okay. Nope. Can't. Can. Do I want Fire Shield? Yeah, I don't want Fire Shield. I want to get rid of that. Let's look up Dawn real quick. I think I'm going to keep that, but I think I'm going to get rid of Immolation. Dawn. Oof, no, yeah, we're going to get rid of Dawn. We can get rid of that. It's not actually centered on you or from you. So we're going to delete and then shift up. One, two, three, four, five, six. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 4, 6, 3, 3. Immolation, Flint Strike, yeah, we'll keep those. All white, no. Flint Strike, yes. Wall of Fire, no. Sickening Radiance, no. Spirit Guardians is yes. Lock. We're gonna get rid of Spirit Guardians. It's just a little bit too potente. And we'll get rid of Mouth. Just whittling down the list a little bit here. $20, 11, 13. Nice. And then let's look at Monk of Shadow. 31, 20, 14. I have haste on here? No, I got rid of that. Okay, so let's get rid of Staggering Smite. Don't need to see step. Love rope trick. That's super cool. I'm going to get rid of Blur. Yeah. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3. Mislead, Innervation. Mislead and Innervation. Just remove Steel and Strike from the list because we're going to add it to Art of Battle. You can afford to lose Staggering Smite. Two, three, four, 5, 3. We can afford to cut Featherfall. It's 26, 15, 13, still good. 15, 13, so we can afford to cut some more. 3, 4. There's a lot here. God, all this stuff is good. God, I really like Rope Trick. No, we'll get rid of Rope Trick. We can afford to get rid of Rope Trick. It's cool, but we can get rid of it. Major Image, I like it. Count this 25. 15, 14. Ooh, nice. Two, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Oof. Chef's kiss. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 4, 3. 3, 4, 4, 4, 3, 2. 3, 4, 4, 4, 3, 2. 3, 4, 4, 4, 3, 2. So can I trim out 4? Oof, God, that's so good though. So that's a total of 24 with 14, 13, 24, 14, 13. Oof, God, that's so good. 24, 14, 13. And you've got 20, 10, 24 versus your 21. So can I pick up 3? Is it 3 more there? Is that what I'm looking for? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 4, 3, 2. 3, 4, 8, 4, 3, 2. 3, 4, 8, 4, 3, 2, 8, huh? You gonna pick up 8 more in second level? Okay, well, let's see where we can go fish. Go fish, sucker. Level 2. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Spirit Guardians just came. Oh no, this is level 4. This is level 3. I want level 2. Is that right? Yeah. Alright, let's go see if we can find 4 more spells from level 2 to add in. Level 2. Here's the spells we have already. What do we want? Yeesh. Yeesh. Not looking good, dude. No. Moonbeam, have it. Not looking good. Heat metal. Maybe. I just need to be a little less picky, maybe. Ooh, Dragon's Breath, nah. Yeah, okay. Continual Flame. What's Branding Smart again? Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Heat metal, sure, that's awesome. So heat metal and flame blade and continual flame and branding smite. These all look good to me, man. We'll go with those. That'll even out the two. They'll make sense fit together. Super happy with that. Yeah, no, we're gonna get rid of that one. We'll be short one. We'll just be short one. That's just gonna have to be good enough. So branding smite. And heat metal. Five, 6, 7. Cool. So that's going to put us at what? 24, and that's actually 23. 23, 11, 14. 23, 11, 14. 23, 11, 14. 24. 14, 13. So 1 I can trim out on the second level. Twenty-three, 13, 13. 23, 13, 13. This one goes 23, 11, 14. Good enough. Sweet, jambalaya. We done did it. Cool. Let's go ahead and figure out what we're going to lock real quick here. No. No. Moonbeam, no. Heat metal, no. Flaming Sphere, no. Flaming Blade, no. Branding Smite, no. Fairy Fire, no. Light, no. You only lock 1 spell. That's so funny. Don't want Spirit Guardians in there. Yeesh. Nope. Wow, the only thing they can lock is Aura of Light. So funny. Is there anything on here makes sense to lock? No? None of this. None of this. None of this makes sense. Hey, it is what it is, you know? So, there we go. Bam, but the Shadow Monk, boy, the Shadow Monk has a ton of stuff that locks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 things I can lock. Jeez, McCrow. What is Mislead? Let's look up Mislead real quick. Holy Hannah. Wow, that's intense. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we done to do it. Nice. Sun Soul, we got our spell list made. I think it's funny and crazy that it only has 1 locked spell, which is Aura Life. But hey, I mean, that's just how it works. It's in the same book as Monk of Shadow, so we should definitely mention lock in there. It's really relevant. I'm happy with the spell-like abilities that we created. Oh, this is good stuff. Okay, let's take a look at this Radiant Shield real quick. At 17th level, you become wreathed in luminous magical aura. You shed bright light. You shed bright sunlight in a 30-foot radius and dim light for an additional 30 feet. You can extinguish or restore the light as a bonus action. If a creature hits you with a melee attack while this light shines, you deal 5 radiant damage. Aura deals 5 radiant damage. Creature hits you with melee attack while this light shines. The aura deals 5 radiant damage to the creature. There. It doesn't have to attack you. That's intimidating enough, and it's not eating up your reaction, which is ridiculous for a 17th level character. So, cheers. This was fun. It's 11:41. I'm out of here. I hope you have a great night. I'm going to catch some sleep. And I'll see you on the other side. Thanks a lot.